Welcome to this live stream. So nice to see you here. Today I will be presenting to you the current editions of Guitar City publications. But I thought it would be suitable to mention a few words about what that is and what Guitar City magazine is. So Guitar City magazine is an idea that was pitched to me through Guy Travis last year, and the goal is to make a real printed magazine. Currently it exists as an online platform, and this online platform you can see guitarcitymagazine.com, which is also the same site as Guitar City Publications. Hope I spelled that right. .com too. Oh, by the way, I hope everything's working. Sound, image, good to see you here. Anyway, what has happened to our platform is a dynamic platform, and now actually creating publications is something that have shown to be quite important, I think. And of course, we live in a time where publications are not been too favored by many things, and the original one was of course the copy machine changed everything. When people started photocopying sheet music, it changed the whole sort of system of publications. Now of course the next punch for the publication industry was of course this download pieces. And of course, we all know it's tremendously convenient, the fact that we can so easily access sheet music these days. It's very useful. But we should be aware, and this is something in my, as an educator, over time I have come to learn the importance of having good editions, because a lot of times people download editions, they print them out, and it's very poor quality. And actually that really pulls down your ability to properly learn this music and fully understand it. Anyway, without too much delay, I want to also mention that about downloading. So yes, currently Guitar City Publications is an online downloading service. Currently, no promise, but there might also be printed editions in the future. However, we know that from my past experience with printing books and so on, the majority of the people just likes the convenience of downloading a PDF. Now, as you download this, of course, you can print it out in so many ways. And I just want to give you an example here. What happens if you actually print this one out on a high quality paper, fairly decent. I mean, no printers. All printers are pretty good these days if it's not too old. You don't have to do it in color. Be aware, if you do want to save on ink, do not print the first page then if you just want to access the sheet music. Some people prefer to only look on the iPad or on the computer, of course. That is also awesome. But the key is that this is a very high quality publications. Just want to show you, you can print them out, and actually here this is kind of even better paper than you would get in a publication. Just maybe a little bit decadent, but I also like printing out and then I print out again, because you make fingerings, markings, and so on. Changes in fingerings. Actually, I want to say that too, that I spent a lot of time getting really nice, clean fingerings in these editions. Because although there, of course, there's no perfect fingering for everybody or for every hand, but especially as you're just getting to know a piece, it helps a lot in the clarity of accessing this music. And we're going to start off with one publication that we released last week. By the way, please see, when you have a chance, do look at our website. There you can see all about, there's a lot of beautiful information on there. Let's see what we got here. So we're going to start off with a beautiful composition by Joshua Aveling. So this is, it's very important, I forgot to say that before. One other aim with these publications is that, of course, we need to take good care of our standard repertoire. And like, for example, there's an edition of Sueño la Foresta, which I will talk a little bit more about later. But the guitar will only survive if we keep writing new music And there's two things that I needed here. There needed people who write music, and we also need guitarists and people to play them. So otherwise the guitar will not really, it cannot just be rooted in the past. We must be a continuously ongoing process. And here's a brand new composition by Joshua Aveling. It's fantastic, called Feed Me to the Forest. As you can see at a glance here at our edition, there's a 7/16 rhythm here, quite intricate, and that kind of is a pattern that goes along. It's kind of a D major there, but he has that kind of G sharp on top of it, which is just an absolutely cool sound, which is kind of... listen a little bit to or actually I'm going to go ahead and play it here for you. Let's turn it off so you can see me again. By the way, if anyone has questions or please comments, if you're out there, please don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, everything, you know. Let's say, oh, there are some comments and questions and everything. Hello, Terence. I'm from Malaysia. Wonderful, great to hear. Hey, Carmen, glad you got your tea. Yeah, I'm a big fan of tea, as you know. I also like fancy little cup. There's green tea here. Lita. Folias duo. Hello, we are looking forward to hearing the new music. Awesome. Aren't you guys also doing, you've been doing some fabulous live streams. Is it today? Is it another day? We don't want to miss that. Ocean from Western Siberia. Hello. Wow, that is pretty cool. That is even more north than where I come from originally. Well, great to have you all here. Fantastic. I have, in honor of this live stream, this should be new strings, hopefully not too new, but do need to double check here. To hear now is Feed Me to the Forest by Joshua Aveling. You can read more about the reference to the title and so on the website. There's also a very cool video there. An official video, just kind of just a live stream performance. Here we go. Key to the Forest by Joshua Aveling. So this sheet music for this is available at guitarcitymagazine.com, which is the same as guitarcitypublications.com. You'll find it there and more about what we are doing. Someone complained that the website was a little unclear the other day, but it's a little bit like that because we're trying to represent guitar culture in many ways, so you go for it and find your way in there. But you know, the publications you can find pretty easily, and go ahead and check that out when you have a chance. Andrew, ongoing. Does it mean yes? Your live stream is tonight, or I'll join you later. You bring hope to this drab world of ours, Johannes. Thank you, Cheyenne. And thank you for being here. Amazing. Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you. Cool piece, Andrew says here. Yes, Joshua. I doubt maybe Joshua will have to see the replay because he's in Australia, and that is a little bit late there now, literally in the middle of the night. Amazing performance. Brilliant composition by Joshua. Thank you. Yes, actually. And thank you guys for being there. So nice. Thank you for sending the comments. Thank you everyone, the composers, the supporters, everyone that made this possible. Well, we have so many lovely pieces today to listen to, and if I talk too much, I'm afraid this will stretch out too much. Actually, right now I don't even. Let's see what I feel like going on with. Actually, I'm going to present two editions already came out of two pieces by Eduardo Diaz. Eduardo Diaz from Mexico is kind of a modern phenomenon. He's written pieces that somehow already are starting to stick as standard repertoire in our ears and in people's repertoires. And anyway, it's a great pleasure to have to now be collaborating on these editions. These editions do come both in tab and sheet music, but in two different. So in the same file you have both, but on separate places, so that whichever one you are using, you can fully concentrate on. Eduardo Diaz music has seemingly simple maybe when you hear it, but when it comes to defining exactly the notation, there's quite an intricate voicing that's going on there. There's a kind of a richness in this music which one perhaps doesn't immediately hear because we just hear how pretty it is, but I hope that we found a way to notate as well as possible, give justice to actually see those layers that is in there. Anyway, this is En Tus Manos, which was a part of the first editions we released last week. There's going to be another one later on today. There's a new release of Eduardo's piece Recuerdos. We're going to get into that later. But I'm going to start with En Tus Manos here. En Tus Manos, in your hands. En tus manos by Eduardo Diaz, available on Guitar City Publications. You can go to guitarcitymagazine.com or guitarcitypublications.com. There's a ton of links out there in our social media too, so I'm sure you can find it if you want to. We are now going to go on to something quite different, rather than looking at expanding the repertoire with contemporary composers. Of course, there's an entire world out there to explore. It's, to be honest, the world of transcriptions for guitar. Of course, there's so much music out there, so although a lot of guitarists have transcribed music, there's a lot of pieces we haven't tried. Sometimes we're lucky, and together with my dear friend Franz Meschner, who knows Beethoven a lot better than I do, actually, thank you so much for starting this project. We're starting a little project of seeing what kind of music written by Beethoven actually could actually sound good on the guitar. Today we have our little flagship presentation, let's say, but a very, very important composition, also very well known, which is Fiorelise. Of course, there's been done many editions of that piece before. I'll tell you a little bit about our one in a second. You see that there are some comments here. Joshua, I can't believe you are awake over in Australia. Fantastic. Well, you can go to see if you can stay awake to hear the others. Or hey, from Folia's Duo here. Beautiful. Sounds really great. Like you were sitting right here. Oh, in our living room. Well, thank you. Actually, thank you for saying that. This has been my kind of sought for effect with both the type of videos I make and with live streams, to create a very direct experience. Also because I think I quite enjoy sitting on the sofa and playing, honestly. I would be a little bit odd on a stage, but... Saludos desde Argentina. Su arte llegar al alma. Gracias, muchas gracias. Bart says here, yeah, Bart is here too. What a delicious, tender piece. Thank you, Johannes and Eduardo. Well, Bart is coming up very soon here with something very special, but I want to share you a little bit what we've done to that fantastic piece by Fiorelise, which is, Franz has written a fantastic article. I just hear it, didn't I? Article about this composition. You'll be surprised to find such a great article written about Beethoven on a guitar site, but if anyone wants to and there's of course many mysterious things about the original Fiorelise edition, and there's another later edition. Somehow Beethoven wanted to add some things, but generally speaking, this is the standard version because it's so hard to get used to other versions. This is so drilled in our ear. Of course, other versions also take this up an octave to make it into a little bit more original, but we want to. I love that sound of, and this happens to be original key, and in some ways it almost seems ironic, right? With that open. If you look at it, it looks like it was just written for a guitar, doesn't it? If you have a look here, right at the beginning. By the way, this one also comes in tab. I know not everyone is so fan of all my just sheet music spreads here. It comes in tab too, don't worry. Of course, this happens to be a fantastic thing that it works so well on the guitar. Of course, this is a rondo form with the B and the C section, which are C section more so, but the B section less, in a way suitable for guitar. But we've been basically going through almost every note at some point, me and Franz, and of course we're not trying to say that this is the ultimate version. there are some other incredible versions too, also way more difficult with retunings and etc. This is kind of something, my idea with a transcription. Franz put it very well, of course, that a transcription, it's a bit like translating a poem into another language. So it will never exactly be kind of the same kind of thing in a way. In a way, it's partly a recomposition. But my kind of vision with a transcription is that it should, if it's successful, it should seem like it was written for the guitar. So in some ways we need to make some compromises. That is the thing. So I hope you enjoy the compromises that we make here. And of course on the guitar there's sounds, the other sounds than what you can get in the piano. So we're opening a world here to a different way to hear this very, very loved music. Overplayed, you might say, but this is another thing about guitar CD publications. It of course focuses a lot on new music, but we don't want to be only about that. So this for me is a very, very lovely thing to have done. So this is me and Franz Meschner have created this transcription of your Release. Hope you like it, because we have some other Beethoven pieces coming up. So here we go. fresh off the batch. We just made actually the very last edits last night, and it has just been available a few hours, I think, but this is available now, this transcription, if you're interested. Also, keep follow. This is just a rough playthrough of mine here. I will also make an official video, maybe tomorrow. We'll see, but let's see, there's some comments here, and let's see, I need to get my, these strings were a little new, I need to push that in tune. The transcription sounds amazing, says, wow, thank you, Regina. It's quite what I think that we managed to create, which I think is very important, is a kind of a high enjoyment factor in this transcription. So, not saying that some parts are a little bit tricky, but mostly it's normally, if somebody asks me about this, if you find a section difficult, just play it slower, and then people would like it more. Make a grand ritardando before your difficult passage. Say, oh, what a great artist. Mentioning that I did print it out. I want to show that if I can find it, because if you release this, you see, I wanted to say that it does exist in the tab too, and I think it is quite. Of course, there's the only thing, of course, is that with the other sheet music edition, you're more free to change the fingering suggested, and the tab is a little bit more. The tab also gives a wonderful. Nice way of also, I'm not a super expert on tab, but because there's been a lot of requests actually over the years with my editions of my compositions and so on. So in this case, it's prepared in a really quite nice looking tab. And that comes all the editions to have tab. It's part of the same edition. It's not separated because. Even if you don't read sheet music, you should anyway have a look at the score, see there's some other things, just to get used to it little by little. Well, without more further delay, we're going to go to, let's see, more comments, to two forms, one for the tuner, Ave Maria de Schubert. Could be another one wonderful to transcribe also. It's probably, me and Franz, we are probably quite interested in some repertoire that is less known. We're going to be looking at some compositions known as bagatelles. Quite interestingly, Fiore Elise, as you can read on the Guitar City magazine website, was what was I going to say? Anyway, some tea will refresh me. Was originally intended, there we go, as a bagatelle. So he looked at that as a kind of musical form. So this one worked quite nice on the guitar. We have a feeling that some of the other kind of compositions by Beethoven written in a similar setting would also be nice. Yes. So we're going to move on with the first release of many to come of Bart Martens, originally from Holland, Netherlands, now living in the United States. He's actually one of the perhaps most active and prolific composers I know, and he's many steps ahead of us in terms of creating works. Anyway, we are now presenting his 6 winter landscapes, and that's quite. Each of these are like of course he's intended them as a suite, but to be honest, each piece in itself is a little concert piece by itself. So we're actually going to take this gradually, and we have now published the first 2 winter landscapes, and soon to follow 3 and 4, and then 5 and 6. I'm going to start with the first one here. Of course, we hear in the title already, in the winter landscape, there's of course ice and snow and coldness and kind of frost bitterness. A lot of this kind of harmonic structures, almost a little bit kind of frost bitten and crisp. It's quite an extraordinary piece. Again, this is fresh off the batch. There will be an official video coming soon, but for this live stream I still want to give it a go, even if it's just right off the batch here, but I can't wait. I want to play it for you, so Wonderful. Winter Landscape #1 by Bart Martens. So here we go. Just a little bit of showing you what goes on here in the music. So I'm really excited about this edition. Actually, let me put it up a little bit. So you heard in the beginning here, it almost looks more secondary. It's of course a wonderful register on the guitar, been used by Villalobos and many others, and the idea this is a fabulous thing to have a melody like this in the kind of deep tenor voice on the 5th string. There. I hope you can see a little bit about how these editions are made to trying to maintain clarity, in reading the voices and everything. We're going to, without further delay, we're going to go on to Winter Landscape #2. In this one, Bart describes it as if the sun is a little bit coming out and warms us up a little bit in this winter coldness and frostbittenness, and it's also about this sort of remembrance. And this I know that feeling very well from being from Sweden, that in the winter sometimes we can truly long for summer, and the same now as it's getting hot in summer, we can long for the winter. So that is actually why we thought it was a wonderful thing to be releasing these 6 beautiful compositions over the summer here. So as it's getting hotter, we can use these compositions to cool ourselves down a little bit. Anyway, here in the second one, the first part is a kind of perpetuous arpeggio movement, and this is a thing that, of course, Julia, is a very wonderful thing about the guitar, or on the piano or any instrument, harp, certain notes in an arpeggio becomes a melody. But it's particularly wonderfully done here, where in the beginning the melody and the arpeggio is kind of in the same register, and you will hear it enough talking about what I think, but I think that it's alright. And anyway, this piece really kind of develops in a fabulous way. Quite a lot of nostalgia. It's sort of like the way you can be triggered and go back several memories. And anyway, Winter Landscape #2 by Bart Martens. Some noise there. Let me wait until it got a little bit quiet. Because it's a quiet beginning, I wanted to get very nice and clean. Are you ready? What a little journey there. See, I had a buzz, I'm gonna comment there. The piece feel like a clear winter sky with birds flying. Love it. Prakrite, thank you for that vivid description. Beautiful piece by Bart Martens from Eduardo Diaz here. Wow. Greetings from Borneo. We have somebody say espectacular. Parabéns, Lucio. Thank you. Oh, wonderful, guys. Well, I'm gonna not actually, because I was a little bit that Un Sueño en la Floresta. I have played it so many times. If anyone really wants to hear, there are so many versions and different videos on YouTube, on Facebook, but after all, many people have been asking me long time ago, before I even were thinking about this project. But of course, Un Sueño la Floresta is one of those pieces that there's no real manuscript, so we only depend on that one recording that exists of his. And of course, it's not always easy to understand what is going on, because sometimes there can also actually some questions, doubting. People discuss about certain notes, whether. To me, some of them sounds a little like there's one note that sounds like a mistake, for example, so it's not in there, although it did create a suitable suspension. But anyway, I think perhaps there's still a lot of value in having some things clarified. I think it helps a lot, especially, that's why I pulled that out here, in this scale passage, the way it's been notated here, the way I think that he thought of these was this kind of diminished chords as they moved up there. Here. What comes to scale should really be felt in the continuation of being 6 tuplets. And what I haven't seen any other edition actually spot, which what I hear on the recording, well, I'm giving it away here, but if you want, this edition is also now available. Very, spent quite a lot of time doing that. But you can see one cool thing with what I'm hearing on his recording is actually he's doing kind of a very guitaristic, hammering that E sharp on. Of course, this is a piece that I also gave an entire live stream on some months back. So I'm not gonna take too much time in this live stream about it, but that one is, again, do visit our website, guitarcitymagazine.com, which is the same as guitarcitypublications.com. There you very easily on the first page navigate yourself to the publications. Have a look. There's a lot of interesting articles there, the videos. I think it's a whole little adventure of its own to that website. So if you are want to explore, enjoy some guitar culture, you know where to go. We have come to the final composition, which is a composition I am very proud to have in this catalog, which is a piece that become tremendously popular in recent time among classical guitarists, which is Eduardo Diaz composition Recuerdos, which is a dedication, it's a memory of his parents that passed away, so it's a very kind of moving piece, that is. Has also positive kind of memories. You can hear the memories and warm memories. Again, like with many of Eduardo's pieces, they might seem at first very kind of let's say not simple, but but actually once you start having a look at it, there's a lot of so much refinement again in terms of communication of voices and the bass line and so on. And apart from the first few bars of this composition, which I think you can pull it out here too, because in the first bit here there's the kind of a chord here, an E chord, an E minor with that added F sharp, kind of a 9 apart from that, after once the piece actually starts, what you get is kind of a string, a phenomenal, beautiful string of notes continuously. Of course, we slow them down and stop a little bit here and there, but the movement of it is this kind of eternal, this perpetuous line of arpeggios. But the amount of complexity and the kind of voices and characters that are coming through here is quite spectacular. And of course, this is a piece that is, you really get to play the best notes on your guitar. So it is an awesome thing. But well, for me, I'm very happy today that we're releasing this today. So this is now available. And we just want to say that we're having many more compositions of Eduardo coming up. Recuerdos by Eduardo Diaz. Thank you so much for joining this live stream. It's been most pleasurable, and I'm very excited about this pretty new but fast moving project of releasing publications. We are promising during the month of June to release 3 publications per week, and so far we have met that goal. If you go on our website guitarcitymagazine.com, the same as guitarcitypublications.com. You can also go guitarcitymagazine.com/publications if you're very impatient, or just find one of our links somewhere. Simon says, absolutely beautiful. Oh, Bart says also, beautiful here. Wow, you guys, that's really awesome from Prakriti here. Sir, I had played it too, and it's one of my most favorite pieces. It's really a very emotional piece. Well, yes, thank you so much, Prakriti. Yes, and thank you. I know. I've been seeing you guys. I know. I've seen a lot of videos of you guys playing that piece out there. So, and of course, mark me present, Praveen. Hello, Praveen. Thank you. You guys, it's been most pleasurable. Do not forget to subscribe, like, follow, whatever you can do that you want to do. Eduardo, thank you, beautiful playing. Well, beautiful composition. And thank you all, the composers. Thank you, Veda. Thank you, Franz. Particularly Franz has been very supportive in this project, not only with the Beethoven transcriptions. Thank you, everyone that is making this possible. We're going to go on this month with 3 editions a week. Who knows? Maybe it's so successful we continue after that. But please do. Also want to know that Guitar City magazine has a very... Guitar City Publications has a very fair kind of point in distributing. So if you're buying these scores, actually the majority do go to the composer. So, but that's not the main key. Is that if you're getting these editions, nice high quality PDF, print them out well. Your enjoyment, your kind of enjoyment of being a guitarist. Also, it's a kind of a way of taking care and trying to have kind of developing some fine guitar culture. And I think it's not fine to have poor quality PDFs printed on poor paper and so on. This is kind of like not really given enough respect to the composers and the editors and... so no, dude, it's not a lot of money actually, but it is a service, and it's more than... If we just give it for free, you guys wouldn't take it as seriously. So here it is. You can download these. Do join us in that culture of actually using really good sheet music. It's so much nicer to play. I mean, when I was a student, I had so many books. I was a great fan. I spent all my pocket money on guitar sheet music books, and I had it all and I loved it. But of course now it's more convenient to download. But again, you download them. Make sure, by the way, if anyone is using your printer at home, it's very important to make sure you're printing on 100% and so on, full scale. Your printers can do crazy things. If anyone has any issues, by the way, with printing any file or something, you can always just talk to us and we will be supporting you, because that's important. That's an important part. Thanks for playing, Filias. Duo says here, well, thank you for joining. Hello from Stamford, Connecticut. Great program. Well, thank you so much, Ken, and thank you all for joining. And it's been a fabulous enjoy. I think it was just exactly 1 hour here. Thank you, guys. And there'll be more. We're going to present. I do like the live streams. I think it is a great way of presenting things. Of course, many of these pieces I played today are going to be followed up here with more official videos with, but this has its own charm. So thanks for joining, and do join us again, and all the best. Thank you so much, and congratulations on Guitar City Publications for now being 2 weeks old, let's say, officially. It was in our minds for centuries. Anyway,